No dobra, to co? Na dzisiaj na plan jest taki, robimy... Poczekajcie, jak to u mnie wygląda. Strawa 94. Oj, 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 oj. To wolę ty za rękawy wziąć. Czekajcie. No dobrze, no wiemy coś o Luboszu. Dobra, ale teraz musimy się z księdzem spotkać. Czyli tutaj w karczmie. Poczekajmy do wieczora. A potem zajmiemy się tymi paniami. To sobie kupiłem mazidło. No dobra. Jest tu padre. Ojca nie ma? Padrego nie ma? No niedobrze. Gdzie jest ojciec? No przecież przeprosiłem ojca. O co tu wam kaman? Ja pierdzielę, no przecież to jest jakiś... Tylko gdzie on jest? Ja przepraszam, no cię przepraszam, karczmarko, no. Szukam ojca. Jest, dobra, mamy go.
How kind of you not to come and disturb my solitude.
Sorry, I just didn't want to go drinking with you.
Well, the feeling is mutual as it happens. I've nothing to say to you anyway.
No nie. No jak nie, no przecież przeprosiłem go, no. Ale ta gra to jest dobijana. Wiecie co? Mam pomysł. Czytaj grę. O Boże, no przecież go przepraszałem. Mam nadzieję, że to jest granie.
Jesus, look where you're going.
Rozmawiaj, dobra.
The blessings of our Lord be...
And with you, lad. Take a seat.
Hello. Watch where you're going.
The blessings of our Lord be...
And with you, lad. Take a seat.
No. No. I to tak miało być.
I'm sorry I can't tell you everything. But maybe we can work something out. But first I'd like to hear something about you, my son. With whom do I have the honor? Where are you from?
I'm from Skalitz.
Oh. I'm sorry. What about your kin?
They're dead.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Here. We'll drink to them. It must have been terrible.
It was terrible. It seemed so pointless. We had no warning. They just appeared and began the slaughter. God knows why. They killed anyone who didn't make it to the shelter of the castle. My parents, my girl, even the Deutsch who was on Sigismund's side. I didn't make it to the castle. I wanted to try and help my parents, but there was nothing I could do. Then I fled to Talmberg with the Cumans on my heels. They almost killed me. They slaughtered people in the surrounding villages. There was a pile of bodies in front of the church in Rovna. Folk who tried to take refuge there, but they...
My poor child. May God grant them eternal rest. And how did you come to get this assignment? I'd have expected Sir Hanish to send that old grouch, Bernard.
He did, but I found a witness and the trail led here to Wbijaj, so he sent me here to follow it up.
Ah, well, congratulations. It's nice to see someone using their head to find things out instead of torture. We'll have to drink to that. Now the most important thing. What actually happened in Noyo? The good folks hereabout are saying all kinds of terrible things, but I take most of it with a pinch of salt.
The rumors aren't exaggerated this time, unfortunately. The Neuhof stud farm was raided by bandits, but they didn't come to pillage or even take the horses. They only wanted to kill. They maimed the horses and slaughtered some people. I'm sure they would have killed more, but the bandits quarreled among themselves and broke off the attack. And judging by what's left of our Wbijaj, they're still settling accounts.
I see it's every bit as bad as people claimed. Dreadful. Well then, here's to those poor souls who had to die so pointlessly and so terribly.
I've told you all about me. Now it's your turn, Father. You don't look much like our parish priest at home. Well, we've had an agreeable chat, but now let's get down to business. So, about this confessional seal. Do you really want more innocent people to die?
Henry, that's not how it works. There are matters in which you can't make exceptions because if you do it once, you'll forever be tempted to do it again. If people stop believing in the church because their confessional secrets are betrayed, they won't trust anyone, and that's worse than even the most hideous crime.
I understand, but that means I've reached a dead end. Those cutthroats will strike again, and I can't stop them.
Chin up, lad. I might have a solution.
What?
If I tell you what Wbijaj told me, I'd be betraying the confessional secret. But, first thing tomorrow, I'll try something I think might help you.
Word of honor?
On my soul.
I always wondered about the things a priest tells his congregation. Where on earth do you get the ideas for your sermons?
Well, Wbijaj is in Prague. It's not enough to instruct people. They have to be entertained, too. If I only read from the Bible, I'd soon be preaching to an empty church.
Our priest wasn't exactly a bard. So what do you preach to your flock about?
It has to be something topical. Condemning vices. And, of course, describing them in detail. A tongue lashing about the two popes goes down well these days. And stories from real life, with a nice moral to them, are popular as well. Especially if they're about fornication and similar scandalous vices.
Can you give me an example?
Well, recently a priest by the name of Jan Hus started preaching in Prague, in the Czech language, and the people liked it. I hear he always has a full house. A journeyman who heard him told me what Hus is preaching, and I like the sound of it. I'm thinking about putting it in my own repertoire.
What's so amazing about it?
The preaching of Master Jan Hus about Mother Church. The lamentable wealth in which the church is drowning has turned to poison. And nearly the whole of Christendom is contaminated. Just like a flock of hungry ravens, they settled on this land to devour every grain of gold and silver. They know no mercy. Their hearts are corrupted by longing for wealth, and they shamelessly profit from everything. You want to baptize a child? Pay. You want to steal and murder? Pay and you will have absolution. What if the devil himself were to pay? Would he ascend to heaven too? With such money gained from the poor, they buy beautiful horses to ride and needless servants to pamper them. They gamble at dice and dress their whores in expensive furs, while Jesus Christ walked barefoot and had no place to lay his head. Look to your consciences, you robbers of the poor, for you are seen by God and his people too. Amen.
Oj się kurde
This Jan
rozkręcił.
Hus character is quite a rebel.
Oh, the congregation will love it.
I don't doubt it.
Let's drink to that.
Funny. That last bit reminds me of someone.
What do you mean? My situation's completely different. Huth preaches against the prelates and the clerics who are robbing the poor. Look at me. I don't have a pot to piss in. I'm no better off than the folk I preach to. I'm one with them in poverty and suffering and everything that troubles them. I drink with them and curse those stuffed habits in Sasau Monastery.
What do you think of this Jan Hus?
He's certainly a wise man. A little overzealous for my taste. If he got out of Prague and came here for a look, I'm sure he'd stop condemning drinking and lying with women.
Mhm.
Where can I find out more about his teachings?
You like it? I copied down some of his sermons. If you're interested, you can read them at my presbytery.
Mhm.
What do the common folk think of it?
They like it. They're happy to hear someone say what they think themselves, but are afraid to say aloud. Things that make them angry. And they're calling for change. In a few years, it'll have grown beyond control. You mark my words, the people will rise up, and the church will be shaken to its very foundations.
Yeah, unless they burn him at the stake first.
No właśnie,
Nonsense.
spalą
They
go.
can't burn a master of the most respected university in Europe.
Don't you think it's a bit odd when someone boozes and lives in sin with a woman and then criticizes the Pope for debauchery?
No, I don't.
Dobra.
Thanks for the sermon, but I think I've been morally uplifted enough. Oh, it's getting quite late. What are your plans, Father?
What do you suppose? We have a drink, of course.
Ah, that sounds like a good plan.
I knew you wouldn't let me down.
Ale taka prawda, Jana Husa spalili na stosie. Za herezję.
Przyszła bida mora lat, to nie ustoi żadnej chlap. Na kraj panuje swej smutek, godnielo i rano utek, niech ich może zimaj sad, do przerażylne staje prak. Už se jí bojí svatý muži, nechtěl bych bejbě jich učit. Nám je to jedno a tak si dáme jedno a požerem si umí jako poslední jen. Bude se máví a norada stávy a tak vypad sudny a posaď se mi sem. Tak posaď se sem a vypad je ven. Ukaž kozy jako vozy, zítra jen tu jsou nejden, tak nalej mi hned, až točí se svět. Enough of this!
Bailiff, come on over here, sit down and have a drink with us.
Don't vex me again, Father. It's 3 hours past dusk, and curfew is long gone.
So what?
So, I'll have you all whipped and put in the stocks, and I'll write a letter to the bishop about you, priest.
Well, nothing to worry about then. Everyone knows the only one around here who can ride is me.
Enough! Men, throw them out.
No, no, no.
You looking for a fight? Henry, back me up.
No, nieźle się zaczęło.
I wonder what Teresa's doing now.
Come on then, bailiff.
Could stop by and see her again.
You want to fight? Come and get it.
You call that comfy?
Dobra, odpocznijmy, odpocznijmy. Ej, ale proszę mi tu bez takich. Oj, cyrk.
You got... Bring it on.
No kurna, wyprowadzaj ten cios. A, ty to...
You call that comfy?
No. Po pijanemu to nie jest walka żadna.
So, my dear, would you like to have a little
A, mamy wejść na dzwonnicę, tak? O kuźwa.
done?
No dobra, to wejdźmy.
I'd love to. And Henry too, I'm sure. Right, Henry?
Stop that nonsense, Godwin. Are you out of your mind? What will people say?
They can say what they like. What do I care? What do they do to me? Watch the step, my dear. Careful, you don't hurt yourself.
Godwin,
Here we are. Look at this beauty.
Oh. We can't do this, can we?
Who says? Get ringing, wench.
This is wonderful.
No nieźle, nieźle. O kuźwa.
Oh, bloody oath.
Ale co, podoba mi się taki ksiądz. Dobry jest, jakiś.
And now,
Bardzo
my
dobry.
dears, comes the climax of the evening.
O właśnie.
Godwin, you old goat.
Come here. Oh.
No nie jest gwóźdź programu, no.
What do you say, Henry? Shall we take a little ride of our own?
Dobry gwóźdź programu. Ciekaw jestem, gdzie sprzedają takie gwoździe.
Well, I have to say that was a fine evening.
No, no, no. Zdobyłem zaufanie księdza, więc nie muszę po całej wiosce. No, dobre zaufanie.
Godwin, you beast! Get up! Do you hear me? Wake up, you drunkards!
Oh, fucking hell. Where the... Oh, what the... Oh, who the hell are you?
Oh, Henry. My great friend, Henry. Didn't we have a wonderful time?
Well, you certainly did, you old lecher. Now you better pull yourself together quick. You haven't much time. There's some water and something to eat on the table there, but if I were you, I would move my hairy arse before my flock eats me alive.
Oh, step on in my head. Oh, my guts. My poor suffering stomach. What was that woman on about? Wait, before my flock eats me alive. I've forgotten something.
What have I forgotten?
Where the fuck am I?
What the fuck was it?
Mass! Oh, shit, I have to say mass. I gotta say mass. You have to help me.
How? You're the priest.
I can't do it in this state. Maybe the liturgy. But I have to give a sermon as well. Oh, this is a disaster. They're gonna excommunicate me.
I'd like to help you, but...
You can. You can do the sermon for me.
What? So, first I investigate a murder no one wants investigated. Then I drunkenly keep the whole town up all night. And now you want me to preach at them from the pulpit? Do you want them to burn us at the stake?
No, I've got it. Suppose that Sir Ratzig's protege. You just came from studying in Prague. And you want to share the words of Master Jan Hus, who you recently heard preaching there. Henry, look, from what I remember, we might have overdone it a bit last night. And if the bailiff or someone else complains about me, the bishop's gonna have my guts for garters. So I'd appreciate it. Stop gaping at me like a stuffed squirrel and start helping.
You're mad. You're stark raving mad.
I'm not. It's a perfect plan. It's flawless. Oh. How about this? If you help me with this, I'll tell you who Lubosh's cronies are.
Ja tu czuję, że jakiś będzie haczyk chyba odnośnie tego kazania. Nieźle.
Well, all right. I can't make any promises about what'll happen.
No, neither can I.
What do you want me to do exactly?
I'll go and start the liturgy. Then I'll introduce you. You give the sermon I told you yesterday in the tavern, and that's that.
Aha, o tych bezeceństwach, grzechach. Dobra, wiem o co chodzi.
I'll tell you what I know
Mniej
about
więcej.
Christ almighty. Fine then. We have a deal.
Wonderful. Let's get to it then.
No poczekaj. Muszę założyć coś, no. Buty łowieckie. Dobra, tą zwykłą. Nie mam więcej nic? Ja pierdzielę, jak biednie wyglądam. Dobra, może być. Dobra. Idźmy na tą mszę. To przecież, kuźwa, żyć mi nie da. A więc mniej więcej jak on tam mówił nam, że mamy być przeciwko tym, no, że Kościół bierze pieniądze za chrzty, różne tam rzeczy. Jakoś to trzeba będzie ogarnąć.
Never show up.
Look, he can hardly walk after his capers last night.
You were with them, you beast. Just you.
Look at him. Mother of God. Any minute now, he'll throw up.
So I couldn't sleep a wink last night with all that clamor.
In nomine Patris et Filii et Spiritus Sancti. Amen. Accepit panem in sanctas at venerabilis a manus suas.
Kuźwa jeba.
Hoc facite in meam commemorationem.
Nie. Kacyk męczy. Hello.
Brothers and sisters, you may have had the honor of meeting Henry from Skalitz, who is here at the behest of Sir Hanush to investigate that heinous crime at Neuhof. You might not know that Henry recently visited Prague, where, by the grace of God, was able to hear Master Jan Hus from the esteemed Charles University preaching. I've managed to persuade Henry to stand here today in my stead and tell us what he heard. Because, as you all probably know, Jan Hus is a very popular preacher in Prague. So, Henry, you may begin.
O kurna.
Curious which one of them will cue first.
No to teraz będzie kurde sprężane, poczekaj. A co to?
Brothers and sisters, let me get straight to the point. I'd like to talk about the church and how corrupt it is.
That boy has a cheek.
One should not believe in the church, because the church is not God. God is above all things, and the church is but a means to salvation, which the prelates do not care to hear.
He's right.
A tak,
It is
damy.
the corruption of God's pastors here on earth that has brought misfortune on our heads. Plague, cumens, hunger, and chaos. The accursed wealth that the church is drowning in is poisoning almost the whole of Christendom. When dogs are fighting over a bone, take the bone and they will stop. Just like the flock of ravens that has descended on this land to peck up every speck of gold and silver. They show no mercy. Their hearts are poisoned by covetousness. They trade everything. Everything is for sale. You want to baptize a child? Pay. You want to steal and murder? Pay, and you will have absolution. And the prelates sin and give themselves absolution.
For shame! Shame upon them!
And such sins, those who should lead with reason, who should shun debauchery and show the path of righteousness, which is the duty of all priests, instead they indulge in drunkenness and intoxication. Therefore the apostle says that a bishop may not be a drinker of wine, and parish priests must be sober. And it is written that when a bishop is a drinker of wine, he must be deposed, and a priest who drinks must be punished or deprived of his priesthood.
He's talking about Godwin. For sure he's talking about him. The drunkard.
Cholera, trochę nie tego. Czekaj.
Enough about sin, which the prelates are so fond of preaching about, and whose absolution they promise if you pay enough coin to Mother Church. Look at them. They booze like
Ale
hypocrites and
skiepciłem.
buy expensive jewels. They servants of God. And that is not right, because Christ preached poverty. And only poverty and temperance are true virtues.
And it was almost
God sees what is happening on earth, and he is filled with righteous wrath that those who should seek the salvation of souls instead seek mammon and the idle comfort of lucrative posts. Blessed are the shepherds who share the poverty of their flock, who are as one with you and bear with you the burden of this earthly pilgrimage, who do not condemn your venial sins.
Aye, all honor to Godwin. Let him drink like one of us.
That is all I heard in Prague. Amen.
Chyba kuźwa skiepściłem. Miałem kuźwa gadać o niepijaństwie. Tylko...
The lad spoke well, considering what a soak he is.
He's right, that was.
The young man shouldn't drink so much, but the Lord's given him a silver tongue.
Came here. I don't suppose
A nie, udało się. O, już myślałem, że skiepściłem.
Well, well, my boy, you have talent, and I can't deny it. And you pulled a thorn from my side. I almost didn't make it.
Yeah, I noticed. I wasn't the only one.
Oh, what's to be done? I'll make it up somehow.
So, about our bargain.
Although it's a sin.
So gluttony and fornication.
God does forgive a penitent.
So, what did Limpy Lubos tell you? Was he at Neuhof that day? Who was with him? And where are they now?
Now, slow down. I'm sorry, but he didn't tell me that much.
Don't let me down after all I've been through. For you,
well, now Lubos came to me shortly after it happened. And his conscience was gnawing at him. And I must say, in the end, he turned out to be a better man than he looked. He said they'd been hired through some crony of theirs. And at first they were just to steal some horses. But then it all turned sour and people started getting killed. And neither he nor his cronies wanted anything to do with that, so they fell out from the gang and fled.
Fell out? Yeah, there was a body found in the woods by Neuhoff.
That would explain something. Lubos kept jabbering that he wasn't a murderer, that he didn't want to do it.
So I know that Lubos killed the murderer and he's dead too. The trouble is, I need to find the ones who are still alive. I need names and places. Did he mention any of the others?
Only nicknames. Talked about some fella called Riki from Ledechko, Pius, Timmy.
Pius. That lot are about as pious as I am ordained.
Nonsense. You would make an excellent priest. And anyhow, with your skills, you ought to be able to sniff out this Riki from Ledechko, right?
Well, we'll have to now. There's not much else to go on. Let's hope he's not hanging from the wall too.
Indeed. And I'd hate to be excommunicated for nothing. Anyhow, good luck. You watch out for yourself. These people clearly mean business. And I'd like to raise a tankard with you again sometime.
Yeah, I'll try. Although I'm not sure I'd survive another night of your debauchery.
And if anyone should ask, you heard nothing from me. I'll deny everything.
I don't doubt it.
No dobra, no udało się. No, myślałem, że kurna coś spieprzę, ale jednak się udało. No i super, gra została zapisana. Muszę chyba wrócić do mojej ukochanej. A właśnie, poczekaj. Coś widzi mi się, że będę musiał chyba... No dobra, coś tam wymyślimy. Co tu jeszcze mamy do zrobienia? Jak już tu jesteśmy. Oj, poziom główny. No dobra, sprawdźmy, co, bo tu miałem jeszcze jedno zadanie. O to chodzi. Trochę mi tu tak nie za bardzo. Muszę podjąć do ciężki. Dobra, to lecimy do Tereski teraz. Tu mam, ale tutaj mam Tereskę. No bardzo fajnie, nikt mnie jeszcze nie napadł. Wróg. Gdzie? No gdzie ten wróg? Co, jaja robicie?
Jesus Christ!
Do prdele!
Kurwa!
A, no chodź. Chodź.
Is that the best you can do? Lost your will. Kurwa, enough. You got me.
No gdzie on jest? No przecież go zaszlachtowałem prawie, że. Tam. Uciekł. Dobra, przeszukajmy tych dwóch panów. A ja. O, dekoracyjny złoty kielich. Jeszcze? Rany boskie. No dobra. No. Chodź, koniu. No widzisz, napadli nas.
You fucking stinking...
No. No, chodź. No kuźwa. No. To sobie sprawę wyjaśniliśmy z kolegą. No. A jeszcze będzie ktoś mnie napadał? Łajza niedobra. Tak jest. Weź wszystko. Jeszcze ktoś tu jest? Gdzie tu we mnie ktoś strzela? No, słyszałem łucznika. No kuźwa, gdzie on jest? No gdzieś tu jest łucznik. No gdzie on jest? Może to jest łucznik bez łuku? Uciekł. No i niech tak będzie. Bo słyszałem łucznika, ale nie widziałem go w ogóle. Ja pierdzielę, Tereska, ale do ciebie ta droga to jest naprawdę kręta. Żebym ja wiedział, że ona taka kręta. Oj, 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 oj. Daleko nie mamy już do Tereski. Zdecydowanie muszę podszkolić swoje umiejętności fechtunkowe. Muszę iść do kapitana Bernarda. Jeszcze na kilka treningów. Tu jesteśmy na miejscu już? Mówicie? Zobaczmy. Tak, tu już jesteśmy. Hop. Dobra, powrzucajmy tam, co mamy. Nie no, schowajmy broń przede wszystkim. No. Nie straszmy ludzi. Co tu możemy schować? No dobra. Chodźmy do Tereski. Pewnie jest Tereska. Teresa. No miałem przyjść do ciebie.
I've brought you something.
Thank you, but I'm not quite sure what to do with it.
Well, if something bad happened to you again, it could come in handy.
I see. Well, that's a kind thought, but I'm not sure it would do much good against those 3 big men.
Don't you want to do something together again?
That sounds wonderful. Everyone says the Broken Wheel Tavern is the fun place to be in the evening. I want you to take me there.
Have you ever been to a tavern?
Me and my father used to stop at the tavern in the glade when he was taking the flour into town, but he never wanted to take me inside. What do you think, Hal? Shall we go?
Well, I don't see why not. But you'll have to try some ale while you're there.
I will, I promise.
Let's be going then.
No chodź. No chodź. Gdzie jesteś, Tereska? Gdzie ty tam?
Sometimes. If I want a proper meal, I have to. You wouldn't want to eat the stuff I cook.
That's true. I haven't forgotten that bet you made back in Skalitz that time.
Don't talk about those oat cakes. Fritz's belly heaves at the very mention, even now.
And that's where you go to woo wenches, is it?
Yeah, naturally. The taverns and baths are where the best ones gather.
You lout.
No need to take it the wrong way.
I'm not taking it any way at all.
It's all right. I'm only joking. I don't go picking up women in taverns. I prefer a different sort.
What sort might that be?
All mouth and green eyes.
You're such a...
Come on then. So, here we are. Should we order something?
Yes, definitely.
Service?
Ah, a pair of lovebirds. What would you like to order?
right?
It's excellent.
This ale, there's no better in the province.
You know what?
What? What are you doing? Oh, no.
Oh.
But really?
Yes. Oh, come on, be brave.
No, I've never...
Hand on my hip.
I don't even know how.
And off we go.
But really, I don't know how.
You're doing just fine.
All right. Oh, it's...
All right.
It's fine. Not so bad. You wore me out.
And you said you couldn't dance.
How about a dance with a real man?
How about you leave me alone and bother someone else?
Oh, come on. It's a crime to waste a body like that on a scrawny boy like him. You got tits like a cow in calf. That's it. I like a woman to fight before I fuck her. You'll pay for that, boy.
Dawaj, chodź.
Quick, everyone, come here! Look, an enemy!
My hero. Does it hurt?
No, you should worry about the other fella. I'm fine. Ow!
Of course you are. That's why you wince every time I touch you. You saw him off, though. He wasn't feeling so playful after you'd finished with him.
That tickles.
Baby.
No, coś się kroi. No, Tereska jest niczego sobie.
So, you'll probably be fine. But try to give your hands some rest. Don't go lifting anything too heavy.
Thank you. Can I take you home?
You never give up. Are you sure you don't need a bit more rest? I can find my own way home.
I'll manage those few extra steps.
Come on then, hero.
I'll give you this. Nights out with you might be painful, but they're never boring.
I do my best.
Oh, you should go in before Peshek starts fretting.
Mówiłem, że coś się kroi. Teresa. Tak obsesyjnie napadasz na faceta? No co? No Heniu, buzi dostałeś. Obudź się. No dobra, to lećmy spać i tutaj będziemy kończyć gierkę. O, jest moja Tereska. A czemu ja nie mogę jej pierścionków dać? Mam pierścionki w ogóle? Chciałbym jej dać pierścionki. Chyba jakieś kwiaty. Wow. No mam srebrny pierścień. Nie, no to już się powtarza. Za kilka dni, Henry. O, i chyba jestem przejedzony. O, gra nie została zapisana? Czemu? Co jest grane? No. No dobra, to zapiszmy tą grę. Jesteś?
I've brought you something.
What are you playing at, Hal? Are you trying to get me drunk enough to have your way with me?
Nie. No dobra, widzę, że się gra nie zapisała. To ja zapiszę ją. Będę musiał pozbawienny sznaps się wybrać. No nie chciałem cię upijać. Jak nie mam kwiatów, mam pierścionki, ale nie mogę ci dać już więcej pierścionka. No, przepraszam. No. Tak więc trzymajcie się. Hej.